Hi everyone, welcome to I Play Blind, where I play video games blind. My name is Ross Miner, and today I have something very, very exciting for you all that I've been working on for the past few weeks. And if you haven't been able to tell by the title, that is an accessibility mod for Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. And for anyone who doesn't know anything about Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, it is basically a theme park management simulator. And it's kind of like the de facto simulator, I've been told. Basically, it has a very active community, and for any of the programmers out there, this game was written in assembly back in like the early 2000s, and then was distributed through a cereal box, and I used to play this all the time when I could see. This mod is actually based off of Open Rollercoaster Tycoon, which is essentially an open source version of Rollercoaster Tycoon 1, 2, maybe 3, I forget. But basically, people rewrote the game in C++, made it open source, and now added like a bunch of quality of life features, multiplayer, things like that. And so that's what the mod is based off of. But before I jump into how the mod works and my design philosophies around it, I just want to quickly say, this did take a lot of time to make, even though I did use AI to make this. More on that in a second. And so I did have to pay for like pro versions of models and things like that. So if you do want to support the mod and other things I do in the gaming industry, you can check out my Patreon or subscribe on Twitch or become a member on YouTube. All of them are valid. But then also I want to quickly plug the Accessible Gaming Wiki. I kind of want to make a dedicated video about it, but until then, I have basically created the Accessible Gaming Wiki, accessiblegaming.wiki, where basically disabled gamers or non-disabled gamers can create pages about game accessibility. And so I have a bunch of cool pages on there. It's not the point of this video, but please go check that out because I'm also paying for the servers to maintain that. So yeah, any help would be appreciated. But let's jump into the mod and how it all works. Okay, so first things first, the elephant in the room, AI of it all. Yes, I use Claude Pro to make this mod. For anyone unaware, there's been kind of a huge renaissance in the blind gaming community where a bunch of people with programming experience or no programming experience have been making accessibility mods, basically vibe coding through AI. And while I am absolutely against AI in so many ways that it's used, especially in terms of like stealing art, I think programming, for one, is one of the few cases where it's very, very helpful for programmers, and it's not quite something that will take over a programmer's job, if that makes sense. Like, AI is really good at coding, don't get me wrong. I mean, look what it made. But, you still have to have someone review all of that. And I am very, very aware of AI's environmental impact. And so that's still something kind of I'm wrestling with. Like, is this worth making these mods for, the negative impact it does have on the world? But I also do think that out of all the uses of AI that people have been using it for, accessibility is the one use case that is a lot more ethical, because AI has like truly changed my lives, and I'm sure countless others, with just like Be My Eyes, for example, being able to describe a picture. So yeah, I just wanted to be completely transparent on that, how the mod was made. So do with that what you will. And finally, while I'm going to be going over a lot of features of this mod in the video, it is not comprehensive, and keyboard commands are subject to change. It's technically still in beta, although this is pretty much version 1.0. So please check out the GitHub for full documentation, and don't use this video as like a definitive guide. But it's definitely a good reference. I want this to be a tutorial. But yeah, let me explain the mod. All right, so I have the volume of the game turned up. You can already probably have seen the game. I just switched over my overlay to the game. And so first, I want to go over my goals for this mod. First being, I wanted to have this mod work around the controls, around the keyboard commands that are already in or built into OpenRCT. And I think that matters because, like, let's say a blind person is playing with a sighted person, and the sighted person needs to help the blind person for some reason. I just want controls to be similar, and honestly, like, changing keyboard commands around would have just been like ripping out code and adding new things in, and it's just, yeah. Second, I really wanted to emphasize that this mod is not just for totally blind gamers, also for people who are low vision. I find that a lot of times, yeah, accessibility, like blind accessibility mods tend to focus on totally blind people, which is valid, but at a cost of, maybe not incorporating easy wins for people who are low vision. So I'm trying to do that. And yep, there's that announcement. I'm going to turn that off. But I'm trying to do that. So if anyone out there is low vision and have any suggestions, let me know. And kind of like I hinted before, I'm trying to use built-in systems that are already built into the game instead of rewriting these new complex systems that may interfere with the game. So, of course, feedback always welcome. And finally, right now, the game is only available on Windows, but I do plan to port this to Mac OS because while Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 can't be downloaded onto Mac OS, there is like a whole workaround of getting OpenRCT to work on Mac OS. So I would really love to support the blind Mac OS gamers. So stay tuned for that, either on my social media or my Discord, where you can find all that in the description below. But yeah, as far as getting the game set up, the way it works is that you need to download or buy Rollercoaster Tycoon 2, preferably on Steam, and the game or OpenRCT doesn't even use the game, but it does require files from the game to launch OpenRCT. So OpenRCT is like its own game window, its own instance. So you're not actually launching the game you bought from Steam, but you still need to buy it. However, at the time of uploading this video, there is a Steam summer sale going on. Until July 9th, I believe, Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 is, I think, like $2 or $3. And even when it's not on sale, it's like $10. And so you want to get Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 the Triple Thrill Pack. I will link that in the description and the comments. Once you download that, just go to my GitHub, be in the comments and description, download the mod, and literally just unzip the folder and run the executable. Windows will give you an alert saying like it's suspicious, whatever, just allow that. And the game will take care of everything itself. It will launch and everything will be accessible. You don't have to do anything else. And it's also worth noting that there is an auto updater. So for people who don't like dealing with GitHub, you only have to do it once and never again. First thing we're going to do is start with navigation, whether that be the menus or the overworld. And so as you can imagine, pretty much all the important menus right now are red with NVDA. I should have mentioned that you do need NVDA to play this. It's not JAWS compatible or narrator or anything like that. And so if I press tab,
game speed, pause game.
Here, I'll slow my speech rate down.
Rate 25, rate 80, rate 55, rate 50.
So yeah, we're in the tool menu.
Pause game.
And so the first thing you have is pause game. If I click that,
game paused.
You can hear all the crowds and everything stop.
Game running.
So yeah, if I just move up and down, you have all these options just to give you an idea of how complex this game is.
Game speed, file menu, zoom out, zoom in, rotate view clock, view options, map, clear scenery, land, water, scenery, paths, construct a new, finances, research and development, rides, park information, staff, guests, recent messages, pause game, game speed.
Yeah. So all of those, a lot of them you can jump right to those specific menus with shortcut command. So like if I do Shift M,
recent messages,
there'll be recent messages and I can go through those.
June 3rd, new ride/attraction now available, corkscrew roller coaster. Press enter for details, 2 of 2.
See, just like that. I could do Shift R to go to my rides menu.
Rides. Rowing boats 1, 8 people on ride, 100% capacity, X83, Y36, 1 of 1.
See, just like that. And so bunch of commands like that, all those menus, like if you drill down, they're all accessible. So I'm not going to spend time on that too much. All right, next, how do we navigate the overworld? There is a coordinate system that I built for the game. And so basically if you press C,
X61, Y15, elevation 7.
It reads your coordinates as well as your elevation because that's very important for the game. Next, we have terrain description. So as I'm moving throughout the map, you'll be able to hear different things that are read out by NVDA or the mod.
Park entrance, X61, Y15.
So right there, I'm at my park entrance. So if I start going north, and I can press F to see which way I'm facing.
Facing north. Enter the park, dirt footpath, rounded.
Okay. So you hear that I'm on a dirt footpath?
Empty.
So that's empty space. I'm going right now.
Water.
And now I'm in water.
Line
and so you
water.
hear the tile splash when I basically go onto a different terrain. And you can adjust the way that behaves. And I will show that in a bit. You may have heard before, but if you press E,
park entrance, X60.
It will jump you right to the park entrance. So if you ever get lost, no matter what map you're on, you can press E and it'll jump you to the park entrance. Pressing Shift plus Enter on a ride in the rides list will jump you to that ride. So
rides. Rowing boats 1, 8 people on ride.
So these rowing boats, if I do Shift Enter.
Rowing boats 1, 4x1.
And so now it brings me to the rowing boats. And you hear that it says 4x1. Those are the dimensions of the ride, so you know.
Rowing boats 1.
What I'm really excited about is to show the waypoint system because the map can get pretty complex, pretty confusing, especially the more rides, the more roller coasters you build. It can be a lot. And so if you want to, like, let's say I'm going to just go to a random spot. If I do Shift 1.
Waypoint 1 set at X60, Y31.
I just set a waypoint. And then let me scroll somewhere else. Random. I do shift 2.
Waypoint 2 set at X83, Y16.
So now we have 2 waypoints. If I do now control with those numbers, it will jump me between them. And this goes through 1 through 0 or 1 through 9. I'll have to check that. But yeah. So if I do like control 1.
Waypoint 1, water, X60, Y31.
Yep. And then if I do control 2.
Waypoint 2, empty, X83, Y16.
There you go. And you can't really hear too much of a difference like with the audio, but that's just because there's pretty much no rides. Like the more rides there are, the more loud and chaotic it gets, and you'd be able to hear yourself jumping around. Because I should explain the perspective or camera perspective is technically top-down isometric view. Basically, it's top-down. So north is north, south is south, etc. You can rotate the camera with shift left and right.
Facing west. Facing north.
Like that. In case that just kind of helps you conceptualize things in your head more, because sometimes it helps me. Okay, so now let's go on to building. How do we build rides? And so I'm sure if you heard while I was navigating, there was like a boop boop sound playing and it was changing pitches.
Park entrance.
And so what that actually is the elevation indicator. It lets you know when the elevation has gone down or up. So if I go north along this path, go north.
And water.
Right there. Here, I'm going to turn
Speech mode off.
this off. And so
Speech mode taught.
if I get my coordinates
Empty. Dirt footpath, rounded.
on this footpath,
X61, Y28, elevation 7.
and I go up 1,
Empty. X61, Y29, elevation 6.
and then 1 more.
Water. X61, Y30, elevation 5.
There you go. So that's how the terrain changes. Is very helpful, especially when you're constructing or building things. Otherwise, it can get very, very tedious very quickly. So the first thing I'm going to cover is building paths. To build paths, all you do is press space.
Path built. Spent $12.
Boop, just like that. Nothing more complex than that. Oh, I mean, it kind of is, but we'll get to that. And then there's terraforming in the game, so you can raise or lower land and raise or lower water. So to raise or lower land, you do page up and page down. So I'm going to do page up.
Can't raise land here. Footpath in the way.
Oh.
Empty.
Well, see, there you go. Any error message, any news alert or announcement in the game will be read out. So anyway, I'm going to go to a different tile, press page up. That is my Steam. I'm going to press page up.
Elevation 8, spent $20. Elevation 9, spent $20.
Yep. And then same with water. If you do control page up and page down.
Water level 9, spent 25. Water level 10, spent $25.
There you go.
Fence.
And shift page up and page down is good to know. Adjust the zoom level.
Zoom level 0. Zoom level -1. Zoom level -2. Zoom level -1. Zoom level 0. Zoom level 1. Zoom level 2. Zoom level 3.
So
zoom level 1.
Yeah, those are the zoom levels. They don't really affect, totally blind people much. They do sometimes change the audio. So, do with that what you will. Okay, the next thing I really love that I've created is the marker system, because it can be really annoying to add paths or terraform one tile at a time. And there is a brush. So if you press B,
3x3 brush.
Basically it'll perform that action in 3x3.
5x5 brush. 7x7 brush.
But even that can be like kind of difficult to keep track of things.
1x1 brush.
And so I've created a marker system where if you press K,
first marker set at X54, Y47.
And then if I go
fence
on the right bunch and then down a few times and then K again.
Second marker set at X61, Y41. Marked area 8x7 tiles.
So now any terraforming, any modification I make will apply to
new ride / attract
that area. So like if I want to place a path, I just press space.
Marked area paid 56 tiles. Spent $837.
Boom. If I want to raise it all, I do page up.
Can't raise land here. Footpath in the way.
Oh, well, there you go. It tells you stuff like that. So, and if I want to delete it, to delete a path, you press D.
No paths in the marked area. Earned $560.
So it's saying that I should probably update that message, but it deleted everything. So that is that. I really like that. And then if you want to clear those markers, you just press K again.
Markers cleared.
And then just repeat the whole thing all over again. All right, so now let's go on to the big one. How do we construct rides? This was really difficult to get done, and I will say at the time of this mod, building custom rides is accessible, but there's a lot to be desired. But very much the game still has enough content to keep you busy for days, if not weeks, without even touching a custom ride. But I'm going to try to prioritize that and multiplayer, so that should be coming, soon, hopefully in like a week or two. Yeah, so when it comes to constructing rides, we're going to press tab.
Pause game.
And the game has first letter navigation, so I can press C.
Clear scenery, 9 of 21. Construct a new ride, 14 of 21.
Click enter.
Miniature railroad, cost from $1,310. Custom designed layout. Available vehicles, American style steam trains with covered cars, steam trains. Passengers ride in miniature trains along a narrow gauge railroad track. A miniature steam locomotive pulling a line of small open carriages along narrow gauge tracks at ground level. 1 of 1.
There you go. And then I don't make this very clear, so I need to update this. But basically, you can tab left or right between these categories, or use tab or shift tab. Tab and shift tab are a little weird right now, so yeah, just experiment with arrows.
New gentle rides, 6 rides, 2 of 6. New roller coasters, 6 rides, 3 of 6. New thrill rides, 2 rides, 4 of 6. New water rides, 2 rides, 5 of 6. New shops and stalls, 12 rides, 6 of 6.
And like all of these, then you start moving up and down.
Burger bar, cost, cotton candy stall, hot dog stall, cost, sub sandwich stall, cost, drink stall, cost, coffee shop, cost 2, balloon stall, cost 2, new thrill rides, new roller coasters.
Go to roller coasters.
Wooden roller coaster, cost from $2,810. Junior roller coaster, cost from $1,348. Wood, mine ride, cost from $2,000.
So then if I click on wooden roller coaster,
Wooden roller coaster. Black Widow. Space required 23 times 14 blocks. Excitement rating 7.60. Brainstorm. Space. Colossus. Track 2. Driftwood. Space. Fire trap. Glowing embers. Great white whale. Space required 23 times 16 blocks.
those are all roller coasters. And so we're just going to build a junior one.
Junior roller coaster. Cost from 1,000. Mini roller coaster. Chocolate log. Space required.
And I always choose a chocolate log because it's such a cursed roller coaster name. But basically, when you place it, there's a lot of things you have to keep in mind. Or actually, I'm not even going to start with the roller coaster yet. I will, but for simplicity's
Construct
sake.
a new ride. 14 paths. Construct a new ride. Wooden roller coaster.
We're going to do
New gentle rides. 6 rides.
a gentle ride.
Ferris wheel. Maze. Cost from 2.
So like
Merry-go-round. Cost.
a merry-go-round. It's a circle. And so
Merry-go-round. Cost $460. 3x3. Custom designed layout.
3x3. So everything I should say is like square or grid based, if that wasn't clear already. So yeah, it's a 3x3. And so we're going to grab it and listen to what it says. I'm going to press enter on it.
Selected merry-go-round. Placing merry-go-round. 3x3. Entrance facing west. The cursor holds the bottom left corner. Move to position it. R to rotate. Enter to build. Escape to cancel.
Okay, so it says which way it's facing. And for some rides, that doesn't actually matter. But, you could just always listen to the mod and it will tell you the right direction. So like a Ferris wheel, it won't matter. But if you did a roller coaster, it would matter. So just do whatever you want in your mind and it will apply to the game. But also notice how it said that it's holding the model from the bottom left. What this basically means is like if you're holding, if you are constructing this Ferris wheel and it's like a 3x3, that's a pretty simple geometric structure. But how do you know where it's being placed? Like, is it being held within the middle of the grid, the top of the grid, where? And so no matter what you pick up, whether it's a ride, a stall, a roller coaster, you will always be grabbing it from the bottom left. So that way, if you're measuring like dimensions, coordinates, how much space something is going to take up, you have the bottom left to know that's where the bottom left corner of the ride is going to be. Hopefully that helps with like spacing. But yeah, and so then you can press R to rotate which way you want it to face. So
rotated entrance facing north. Rotated entrance facing east. Rotated entrance facing south.
Like that. And again, for the Ferris wheel, it doesn't matter. But so we're going to press enter.
Merry-go-round built. Now place the entrance. Move the cursor to a tile next to the ride and press enter. Escape removes the ride. Spent $460.
So yeah, I try to make this like very clear on how to build things because it can be confusing if you don't know. So
empty. Merry-go-round 1, 3x3, empty.
Let's put it right.
Entrance placed facing west. No path connected yet. Now place the exit the same way.
So you hear that it says no path connected. So even when you place your rides, you have to have a path. Otherwise, guests can't get there.
Merry-go-round 1, 3x3, empty.
So I'll put it over.
Exit placed facing east. No path connected yet. Merry-go-round complete.
So yeah, and now it's complete. And now we're in the merry-go-round menu.
Status closed 1 of 4. Operation slider closed 2 of 4.
See, I can like, these are all sliders. So if I move right.
Testing.
Set it to testing. If I move right again.
Open.
See, now you hear it's open. So it's really, really cool. And then now you'll probably get a bunch of alerts saying, hey, I can't get to your ride. Let's see if it happens. Okay, well, it's taking a little long, but I'm sure while I'm talking, it's going to happen. And so, yeah, right now, if you go over to the the merry-go-round, you can press enter on it.
Merry-go-round 1. Status, 0 people on ride, 1 of 5. Operation, slider, open 2 of 5. Excitement rating, locate on.
And then, so this is the first menu, but if you go right or tab.
Vehicle tab, 2 of 10. Operating tab, 3 of, maintenance tab, 4, color tab, 5 of, music tab, 6 of, measurements tab, 7, guests can't get to the entrance of merry-go-round 1. Construct a path to the entrance.
There you go. They started to get mad.
Income tab, 9 of 10. Music tab, 6 of 10. Color tab, 5.
And yeah, so if you go in all these things.
Station entrance style, slider, plain, 1 of 3.
You could change this.
Snow/ice. Space. Wooden. Vehicle body color, slider, bright red, 2 of, peach. Light pink.
All the colors are described, and I tried to organize them in RGB order.
Pastel pink.
So they'll all kind of like fade into the next kind of color.
Vehicle trim color,
or shade
slider,
or whatever. And then each ride has descriptions. They are AI generated, but they do give you an idea of what each ride looks like, especially roller coasters. Yes, another feature I would like to show you guys is building on edges and corners. So what I mean by that is, is grid based. And so each coordinate is like a tile, a square. And you can basically put benches or light poles or flowers, and you don't put them in the middle of the tile because then people will kind of walk on them, So with like benches or signs and banners, which are accessible that you can write text on and everything, you can put those on the edges. With flowers, you put those in the corner. And so if I go to
Pause game.
scenery,
Scenery 12 of 21. Incense cedar tree scenery 1 of 41. Shrubs and ornaments. Gardens 22 items. Fences and walls 28 mesh fence wall 1 of mesh fence wall mesh fence wall.
all right, let's get this fence.
Placing mesh fence. Move the cursor. Hold shift and press W, A, S or D to choose the edge. Enter to place. Escape to finish.
Okay, yes. So what this does, it says shift WASD will basically point you, whatever tile you are on will point you to that edge. So
Empty. Dirt footpath rounded.
for example, I'm on this path tile, and if I do shift A,
Left edge.
I'm on the left edge of that tile. And then if I press enter,
Placed. Spent $4.
boom. And then same thing.
Facing west.
Oops,
Facing north.
wrong thing.
Left edge. Placed. Left edge. Placed. Spent $4. Mesh. Empty. Mesh fence. Dirt footpath rounded.
See, and so now it reads multiple tiles on one tile since there's multiple things on there. And so then same with flowers.
Mesh fence. Dirt foot.
Let's see if I can
Pause
get
game.
some.
Finished. Empty.
I'm gonna move away from that.
Enter the left the park. Enter the park.
Okay. Oh yeah, it tells you when you leave and enter the park. That's really good to know.
Pause game. Clear scenery. 9 of menu. Pause game. Scenery 12 of mesh fence. Walls and roofs. Signs and items for abstract theme. Walls and roof. Fence. Gardens 22. Clock. Scenery. Gardens. Gardens. Scenery 3 of 22. Gardens. Gardens. Scenery. Gardens. Scenery 2. Placing gardens. Move the placing gardens. Move the cursor. R to rotate. Hold shift and press Q, E, Z or C to choose the corner.
Okay. And I just realized that the flowers aren't labeled properly. I'll fix that. But for the flowers, since they're corners, you do shift Q, E, Z, or C. So basically, those whole positioning keys are shift and then Q, W, E, A, S, D, Z, X, C. So it kind of like simulates a grid. So hopefully that made things easier. But yeah, if I do like shift Q,
Top left corner. Placed. Spent $12.
boom.
Gardens.
Yeah, so like right now it just says gardens, but I'll fix that. And that is basically it for like the main features. Like I said, there's a lot more. I guess I'll quickly show building rides before I move on to like some other cool features to wrap it up.
Empty.
So if we want to build a custom roller coaster, we'll do
Pause game.
pause or tab.
X87. X87. Finished placing scene.
Oh, okay. I'll still in scenery mode. So okay.
Pause game. Clear scenery. Construct a new ride. 14. Ferris wheel. Cost. New roller coasters. 6. Wooden roller coaster. Mine ride.
So if we do like
Junior roller. Mini. Junior roller coaster.
junior roller coaster,
Chocolate log. Space. Build custom design. 1 of 4.
do that. Okay. And it didn't announce it, but now we are in build mode. Basically, the way it works, you're still able to move around with arrow keys. You're still able to navigate as normal. But if you move around with control plus arrow keys, that will essentially navigate you through the build menu. So if I do control up and down,
Direction. Points right. Left and right. Rotate it. Curve. Special piece. Slope. Level. Banking. No bank. Construct. Special piece. Level. Valid.
so if I just do, and then once I'm on it and I'm on the construct part, I do control enter.
Built. X89. Y28. Height 7. Pointing right. New scenery.
So
Station platform. Level.
right there it says station platform.
Empty.
And then if I go down,
Move back 1 section. Place station entrance at the cursor.
control down,
Curve. Special piece.
it's like,
Left large curve. Valid.
yeah, so it says valid. It tells you if you can or cannot place that piece. So if I do control left and right through the slider,
Left curve. Valid. Left small curve. Left very small curve. Valid. Straight. Valid.
so these are all types of pieces. And like the curves, I should make those more clear. But I left the terminology as it is in the game. Basically, a large curve is a gentle curve, while a very small curve is a very
can't get to the
tight
entrance
curve. Be quiet, people. And
Slope. Level.
then same with slope, level.
Up. Valid. Vertical climb. Not allowed here. Vertical drop. Not allowed here.
See?
Merry-go-round 1 has no path leading from its exit. Banking. No bank.
So yeah, that's basically how all of that works.
Chain left. Off. Construct. Exit build mode. Press escape again to confirm. Pause game. Pause game. Menu closed.
Exited build mode. Those are, again, most of the main features, but I'm going to show some other features that I still think are really, really cool, but they didn't fall into a specific category. So first, you all may have already been able to see, and this is hard for me to test, but there is a visual focus indicator to let sighted people know, or you know, people who are low vision know where the keyboard focus is. More on that later. One thing I also just remembered, currently when you construct rides, there's usually a kind of like see-through model of where the ride is going to be placed. It's a long story. I'm going to try to fix that, but right now when you build rides, there's only like an outline of where they're going to be as opposed to like seeing the model. So for people who are sighted or have some sight, that will be fixed. Then there is a command to jump guests back onto paths. And the reason this is because while you're going around terraforming, building and demolishing things, if like someone's in a ride and then you demolish it, like if they're above water, they'll drop in and die. Or like if they're above land, they'll like just start wandering around and like get lost, and then they'll get upset, and then they'll lower your park rating, and it's hard to find them. And so I added a hotkey. If you do Control H, it will basically scan the game for any guest that is not able to leave the park, which means that they're like stranded on an island or just like in dead space. It'll teleport them back to the entrance so they can like get back on the path and walk around. So
No stranded guests. Every lost guest can still reach an exit.
there you go. So everything's good right now. Nothing bad happened when I deleted that Ferris wheel or merry-go-round because no one could get to it in the first place. But yeah, I really like that feature. And big shout out to Gavin on my Discord for giving me that idea, because that was something that he was originally working on. So he gave me the inspiration for that idea. So thank you. Okay, and then this one, I don't even know how it works, but I'm going to mention it because I want to continue supporting it. When you have the keyboard and then a mouse plugged in, they can kind of conflict with each other.
Mesh
And
fence.
so the mouse can still be used while you use the keyboard, but there are like some limitations, and like I had to change a little bit of its behavior to work better with the keyboard. So in case the mouse isn't working for you in its current mode, you can press Control Space
Mouse mode.
and it'll turn on mouse mode, which should bring back the normal functionality of the mouse in Rollercoaster Tycoon just as normal.
Keyboard mode.
There you go. There's also a follow feature, and this one is just kind of like a cool little gimmick that I made or that I thought of because sometimes it's kind of fun just like following guests around and reading what they're saying or thinking. So if you do Shift G,
Guest list. I'm hungry. 17 guests. 1 of 6.
a lot of people are hungry. So
Amy H. Dot. 1 of NJ. Dot. 2 of Charlie M. Dot. 3 of 7. Cynthia C. Dot. 4. Howard S. Dot. 5 of 7.
these are all people.
Irving M. Dot. 6. Irving M. Dot. Johnny C. Dot. 7 of 17.
And so if I do Johnny C, for example, if I do Shift Enter on him,
Walking.
I am now following him, and it will read out basically everything that he's doing. So if he's walking, or if he's sitting on a bench, or if he's eating, if he's vomiting, whatever, it will kind of narrate that as we're following him around. So
X42. Y67. Elevation. X42. Y67. Elevation 7. Empty. Dirt footpath. Rounded. X46. Y67. Elevation 7. X49. Y67.
yeah,
elevation.
so we're moving with him right now. But yeah, so if I just press Escape,
Stop following Johnny C. Dot. Dot.
Yep.
Park entrance.
So that's a fun little thing. So that is pretty much it. The final thing that I'm excited to share is that there is a mod menu, or a menu for the mod. So if you do Control F1,
Accessibility sounds volume. Accessibility sounds volume. 50%.
also I just realized something, and it's kind of late to mention it in the video, but whatever. If you press F1, no matter where you are in the game, it will give you context on things you can do. So like if
Pause game.
I'm constructing a ride,
Clear scenery. Construct a new ride. Finances. Construct a new ride. Wooden roll. New water rides. New thrill. New roller coaster. Wooden roller coaster. Junior roller. New gentle ride. Ferris wheel. Cost 450. Maze. Cost from. Placing Ferris wheel.
so if I press F1,
Placing a ride. Arrow keys move the cursor. Enter places it. Or rotates. Escape cancels.
there you go.
Place.
And another thing I forgot to mention about building is that if you're going to build something and like there's a bunch of scenery or things blocking it, basically the mod handles that for you. So if the scenery were to be removed and it would be a valid location, then if you go to place the ride, even if there is scenery there, it will remove it and place the ride. That way you don't have to like go through and manually like get out the right dimensions, because I found that to be really, really difficult. So it should make placing rides to be much easier. But yeah, so F1 for help anywhere. Let me know how you like that. But anyway, Control F1.
Accessibility sounds volume. Accessibility sounds volume. 50%.
Yeah, you have, the menu's pretty bare right now, but I plan to upgrade it more. And so yeah, you have accessibility sounds.
Step sounds on. Accessibility sounds volume. 50%.
So you can raise or lower those.
Step sounds on change.
You have step sounds. So these I really like because right now they're set to on change. So if I step on a dirt path, it'll play that sound once. But then if I continue to step on it, it won't play that sound over and over again. And same with water, same with every terrain. But if I do want to hear that, I could set it to
Step sounds every step.
every step. Get out of this menu. So now,
Park entrance. X61. Enter the park. Dirt.
like that.
Mesh fence.
Oh yeah, and there's that fence. And then so I can also turn up the accessibility sounds.
Accessibility sounds volume. 70%. Accessibility sounds volume. 80%. Dirt.
Yeah, so now it's louder. And same with like water.
Dirt.
Yeah.
Step sounds every step. Tile reading on change. Step sounds on change. Tile reading on change.
And then the same with tile reading. You can change that to only on change, like when you go to a new type of terrain or new object, or every step. So
tile reading every tile.
every tile. So now
Mesh fence. Dirt footpath. Rounded. Mesh fence, dirt footpath, rounded. Mesh fence, dirt footpath, round, dirt footpath, empty, empty.
Yeah, there we go. What else?
Step set, tile reading, focus color, yellow.
Oh yeah, I have also made it so you can change the color of the visual focus indicator for keyboard. I have not even tested it, so hopefully it works.
Focus color, white. Focus color, bright red. Focus color, bright green.
So let's try like
focus color, bright pink.
Bright.
Focus color, light blue.
Let's try light blue, I guess. I don't know how it's going to look.
Park and enter the park. Dirt footpath. Round. Dirt footpath.
Now it's raining in the game.
Access.
I think.
Focus color. Light blue. Support Ross's work button.
Oh yeah, and there's a little like support my work at the bottom of that menu. But yeah, that is the whole mod in a nutshell. Like I said, please keep up to date with the GitHub, social media, the channel. You know, just follow me wherever is easy for you to keep up to date with any changes that may be made. Like I said, I'm going to put all necessary links and resources in the descriptions and the description and comments. And I am going to continue to work on the mod for the foreseeable future. And anytime there's an update to like OpenRCT, I'll update the mod alongside it. At that point, I may even make it open source just for other people to update it in case I'm not able to quickly for whatever reason. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, please check out my Patreon, check out the rest of my videos on this channel, my main channel, Ross Miner. Check out the Accessible Gaming Wiki. I'm really wanting it to be a big resource for people, and anyone can add to it, anyone can edit, because it's the wiki. So, you know, if you have any valuable information, I've got a lot of cool stuff there. Like I said, I'm going to make a video about it. But yeah, and please share this video. Like, Rollercoaster Tycoon is a very, very in-depth game that you can get a lot of fun out of. And I had a lot of fun making this mod. I haven't really even played the game much myself, and so I'm excited to be able to do that as well. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments, any improvements. Feedback is always welcome, and hope you all enjoy.